So hurricane, not cane,
Mhm.
hurricane.
Hurricane, huracán.
Yeah, el huracán. Well, that thing, the most impressive one that I remember, like the first one, was when I was in Puerto Rico.
Bienvenidos. I'm Kairym your savvy kitchen explorer and global traveler.
And I'm Lulu. Welcome to the Beehive, your space for inspiration and positive energy.
Together, we're serving up Cafecito Conversations, bridging cultures, kitchens, and the soul.
We're here to help you find the grace in the in-between, one cup and one conversation at a time.
From strategies to elevate your crunch time cooking to savvy tips for your next big adventure.
To inspirations you need to keep your spirit and your community thriving.
Grab your cafecito. Let's get savvy.
Let's get inspired.
Well, it's hurricane season and we live in Florida. As we all know, Florida is the only one that gets hurricanes. All along the coast through the Carolinas, all the way to New York City, they've all lived through this. Born and raised in the Caribbean, which is basically hurricane central. Talk to me about the hurricanes back in the day. We both know the feeling when the sky changes color in the Caribbean. What is one experience from your childhood that stayed with you?
So hurricane, not cane,
Mhm.
hurricane.
Hurricane, huracán.
Yeah, el huracán. Well, that thing, the most impressive one that I remember, like the first one, was when I was in Puerto Rico. I'm not sure what I was doing there because it wasn't even the summertime. It was like October or something like that.
They come in September.
Yeah, so I don't know what I was doing there. Maybe it was like a Columbus Day or something like that, or maybe it was like the
Labor Day weekend. Mhm.
that I had. I went to a British American school, so we always had those days available, holidays, and it was the worst. I saw roofs flying in Puerto Rico. This was in Puerto Rico. Were you there
Yeah.
at Hugo?
Every hurricane.
Do you remember that
Oh,
one?
yes. We drove to San Juan because I come from the south part of the island. We drove to San Juan because they were saying that Hugo was going to come through the south.
I forgot about it.
And my house was made out of wood. So we had to evacuate and went into a hotel, the Excelsior Hotel in Miramar. And they had to evacuate all the rooms and bring us down to the garage because it was so bad. And I remember seeing a roof flying off of a building and you could see the shower and the toilet and everything just flying away. It was a very intense. And my family from Venezuela was visiting us too. So
Oh
it
my
was a big
goodness.
group of us just
Yeah.
sitting there.
It was so many people in my grandparents' house were my uncles, I think there was like friends of them staying there. The thing is that I am like my grandparents said, do not open any window, right? But here am I, young myself. I went and opened a window because I want to see what was going on out there. Because back in the day, we didn't, those homes, now they do, but back in the day, those homes didn't have those windows that you can see outside. Like once they were closed, you can't see anything.
Mhm.
So I rolled down the window.
Yes, it's those
Like,
windows
yeah.
that you roll open. They're metal windows, aluminum
metal
windows,
windows,
that
yeah.
you open and close. They have little views so you can see through it. But yeah,
So yeah, I opened it and all of a sudden I see a roof flying over our home and I saw palm trees flying like from the root. And then I looked down. So my grandparents' home, we're like in a valley. And as water is coming down, the water is almost getting to the top of the home, you know? And I'm talking, we're like in a little hill on top of our own home. And water was coming, it's probably like 4 or 5 feet of water. My grandpa's car was like halfway in as water was coming down. You could see cars going down with the water because they were being washed away. It was horrible. And then the other hurricane that I was in was George in
that was
Dominican
intense.
Republic.
That was intense.
George was real. We were out of electricity. I remember I was in high school. We were out of electricity for 2 weeks. Mind you, you're always out of electricity over there, at least when I used to live there. But being without it, and I remember people coming by selling ice, and we would have to like buy the ice and because we didn't have anything. We didn't have refrigerator, and also we didn't have those coolers that you get to have here in the United States.
Oh, the jetty coolers. No, they weren't a thing back then.
No, we had like the
The
globe,
igloo.
yeah,
The red igloo with the white
but
lid
we had it to go to the beach. We had like a little one. We
for the
didn't
beer
have,
and the
yeah,
sodas.
we never thought that we needed to buy a big one to preserve meat and stuff. So all that stuff just went bad, and none of the places were open in DR, and everything was flooded. So it was a really hard time. But I am going to tell you, experiences here in those islands in Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, even here in the United States, I gotta tell you that it brings neighbors together. That's when you meet your neighbors. That's
Yeah,
when I got
yeah.
to meet a lot of my neighbors here in the United States. I also did Andrew here in Miami.
Oh, wow. That was 2004. I remember.
Again, I don't know what I was doing here, but apparently I attract kids. I
We-
just had one when we moved here.
We can't get away from the Gulf or the Caribbean. What is it? We're ocean babies.
I can't remember the one, but it was 2024 when we moved down here.
Mm-hmm.
But that one destroyed North Carolina, though.
Yeah.
The one that came here, and it went by my house through the eye, went through the backyard, to the point that I feel like that's another thing. Like people that live in LA don't experience this type of
Phenomena.
phenomena. They don't experience this type of phenomenons that spark the east side of the United States. But I mean, we're not gonna go to earthquakes, because that we also felt in our countries. But haven't you noticed that after hurricanes, sometimes an earthquake passes through too?
I haven't even paid attention to that.
Well, it's just we're all devastated anyway.
I know. Everything
It's
shakes
like,
in your life.
Whatever. It's like it is what it is. But yeah, it's been tough and it's been chaotic. And I can tell you that the last time that we were here in Florida, I said to my husband, I told you we needed to buy a generator. And then he's like, no, we don't need it, blah, blah. And then we just were like 13 hours without electricity.
Yeah, here it's
And
not that as
then-
big as a necessity as it is down in the Caribbean.
But I made him go buy me a new one because it was giving me PTSD.
It is. it
Because
does.
I can't be without electricity. For some reason, I feel like comfort knowing that I can switch that light and the light is going to turn on. I feel
First
like my
world
whole,
luxuries.
I am going to tell you, I am so used to this that I'm so grateful to live in the United States because I can do that at any time, and I know that I will have electricity. And we don't have electricity. Something's going on that
Yep.
you even get an alert telling you that
Yep.
that you're gonna run out of electricity
Yeah.
for certain hours. Anyhow, long story short, he finally got me the generator. We install it, everything. We start cooking with it because everything is electric here.
Yes.
We don't have a gas stove
Oh, yeah.
in the new homes.
Oh, that's
you know?
a must for my house. I need to have a gas stove.
So that's one of the things. New buildings only do
Electric.
um,
It's an upgrade to get gas, but most of them the building grade is just electric stoves. But for me, I can say my point of view about hurricanes. My house flooded 12 times growing up.
oh my goodness.
It was very intense, but there is something about the Hispanic mindset, which is what we're famous for. It's how resilient and joyful we are despite uncertainties and mishaps and problems and disasters. And even though we did go through a lot, and I went through every hurricane, except Maria, I was already in the States for Maria, which actually was the most devastating hurricane in Puerto Rico. My parents were 6 months without electricity.
Yeah, I remember.
It was
my
very
grandparents
intense.
too.
And you can still see, all these years later, you can still see some damage done by Huracán Maria. But at the same time, even though we went through all these bad situations, like you said, it just brought our neighbors and all of us around us together. We knew that everything in the fridge was going to go bad. So my neighbor used to have a horse farm, and they did a bonfire. Everybody brought their whatever meats they had in their fridge. We did a huge cookout. There's plenty of rum. They had a lake, so we all went and we went to shower. We showered at their lake, basically. So we just went swimming in their lake. enjoyed time with our friends, had candles all over the place, had a bonfire, had great food, and really had a great time. The fact that it brings people together is amazing, but it has to do a lot with the mindset. We're here with this podcast because us as Latinas, and even though I'm half European, we have this sense of joy no matter what. This type of energy is something that brings positive things to anybody here in the US. And that's why we have this show. Because I think we have a lot of love to give and a lot of examples to set on how to navigate through life without drowning in a cup of water or a cup of coffee. And now for our main brew. So for me, it's important as an organizer and as a planner to have a list, especially if you're in Florida. There are certain things you should always keep in mind to have. And like you mentioned, the generator. Even though when Sally hit Pensacola, we were without power for 5 days, we still had a very small, actually not too loud, 2200 watt generator that it feeds a charging station for all your electronics. You can plug in a slow cooker if you don't have a gas stove. You can plug in a TV, a coffee maker, and a lamp and some lighting for the house. And that gives you some quality of life until the electricity comes back.
And the fan.
And the fan.
Hook up the fan.
Yep.
It's going to be hot.
Yes, 'cause especially if it's a summer, it gets really hot here in Florida. Number 2, you might have to make sure you have candles. And we're past the, fire-lit candles. It's a fire hazard. We don't want any more problems when a hurricane strikes. I have it for romantic nights. But
exactly, yeah.
I buy over Christmas, Sam's and Costco, they sell these like bundles of candles. I just keep them in my laundry room, battery candles.
At the dollar store.
Yep.
At the dollar store, they have the prayers ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but those are real candles. I'm talking battery candles, but they do have those Jesus candles.
Those Jesus candles are way much better than, let's say, safer. Let's say you have last minute and you need to have candles because you didn't buy them. Just go there because it's safer. Yep. You put it around a plate with water on it so that it doesn't.
Yep.
If it falls, it falls on top of the water. So.
Exactly. Because of the kids, I try to keep battery-operated candles. I use them over the holidays to decorate my house, and then I just store them in a laundry room cabinet, and that way they're always available. My kids are battery addicts for some reason. They go through batteries like they do toilet paper. So we always have a ton of batteries, and I suggest that you have plenty of batteries.
I'm the one of the kids in the house, so I'm the one in charge of all electric stuff.
And then for food, you have to make sure that your freezing storage remains at its lowest at least during August, September, which are the highest chances we get a hurricane. And make sure your pantry is stocked up. And some examples that you need to buy, and you'll be surprised how many awesome recipes you can make with Spam. Oh my God, fried Spam with a fried egg on top is amazing. Deviled ham with cheese whiz, my favorite sandwich. Milk on carton for your coffees. Also Lipton soup or canned soups that you like, even those whatever beefaroni or Chef Boyardee things the kids like, saltine crackers, canned fruit, marinara sauce, pasta, things that are easy to make that don't require too much time. But you know that you have something to eat in case anything happens. And if you have a grill, if it's a charcoal grill, make sure you have plenty of charcoal. That way you can cook the meats you have in the freezer. And if you have a gas grill, even better.
Especially the ones that are for camping. That's what we use anyways.
Yeah, in Puerto Rico, that's what everybody has, it's like a little suitcase gas stove.
Yeah.
My mom cooked in one of those gas stoves for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Maria brought back the light, my dad decided to buy a gas stove. 45 years later?
Mm-hmm.
But they have it. But it's just important. Make sure it's summertime. You have a little extra time because the kids are out of school. Make a checklist. Make sure you have those specific items from the hardware store and the grocery store. And thank the Lord that we're in the U.S., that we have immediate help whenever disaster strikes.
You need to have a natural disaster mindset too, like helping other people, doing donations, do a supply drive too.
Yeah, that's important. But also keep in mind the fraud. There is so much fraud out there. And a lot of people are going to ask for money. Just if it's a supply drive, you at least know it's an item that's going to go somewhere. You, of course, talk to the people, make sure they have everything set in stone, how they're going to deliver the items, and donate supplies. You know, it's our way to give back if we stay safe during a natural disaster. But I also suggest to stay away from big nonprofit organizations. I'm not going to say name, just these oversized nonprofit organizations that are nationwide or worldwide. They tend to have a high overhead, and they always go, hey, $1, donate $1 here for this organization, or through the drive-through at a fast food. Can you donate this much for this organization? I would refrain from that first, because in that drive-through, that dollar is going to go under the company's name, not your name. So it's your money. You want to make a difference. So look up some smaller nonprofit organizations that really use the cash and really have no overhead, and make sure your dollar gets stretched out as much as possible. And just do your research locally.
And what do we do in this type of situations? I'm honestly very calm when it comes to hurricanes. Believe it or not, everybody around me is going crazy, but I am very calm because I've gone through this, right?
I'm the same.
And I'm always a firm believer that it just won't affect me.
Yeah, and if it does, we're strong and prepared.
But the one psalm that helps me and my whole family is God is our refuge and strength and ever-present help in trouble. That's Psalm 46, 1. There's something about hurricane season that can stir anxiety, the waiting, the watching, the what ifs, but I choose a different posture. I choose not fear, not panic, but peace with preparation, because faith doesn't mean we ignore reality. It means we walk through it anchored. A gentle mindset to carry when these things happen is by telling yourself, I will prepare wisely, but I will not live in fear. I will stay informed, but not overwhelmed. I will protect my home, but trust God with what I can control. And I will choose calm even when the winds rise, because even in hurricane season, you can be grounded, prepared, and covered. So be patient with the process, because little by little, bees build their hives.
Okay, this is it, my friends. So I wish you all a great hurricane season and uneventful.
Amen.
From the mountains